guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side, CJ Ike, now I gotta roll with ice. All these brothers my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side, CJ Ike, now I gotta roll with ice.
Hey, how's it going, guys? It's Paul with Spheric Reptiles, and I thank you so much for tuning in to this video about ball python care 101. So what I want to discuss with you today is I brought Tony Romo, our pastel piebald. Tony Romo, as you guys know, was a quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys, and he's on our bench. He's going to probably be on our bench as a backup male forever, because I just, didn't think that he could ever do it. And I'm a Cowboy fan. But anyway, you didn't tune in for that. This video will cover basically the essentials, just the essentials that you will need for caring for your ball python. We'll cover everything from the water dish to the hide to the type of enclosure you can use, the ways that you can heat it, how you can control that, and then some other things I'll just touch on, like rodent feeding size. But there's other videos that we've produced that I would encourage you to watch if you want to know either how to get your animal to eat, or if you're having difficulty getting your animal to eat. Another thing we'll cover on this video is what you can clean your cages with and the different types of substrates. So without nothing else, guys, I just thank you so much for even considering a ball python, because the more people we have getting into reptiles, the more likely it is that we'll be able to legally keep these reptiles, because there are groups working against reptile keepers or pet keepers in general. I mean, I'm talking about dogs, cats, all the way down to reptiles. You know what I'm saying? I think reptiles represent one of the smallest groups in this country, America, right alongside saltwater fish. It's around 3%, somewhere in there. So, but if nothing else, guys, after you finish watching this video, you'll at least be more educated, and you'll have a better sense of what you need. All right, so this is basically the essentials, as I have Tony Romo here, just to let you guys see. He's an adult male, just to show. He's around 700 grams as an adult male, pastel piebald, really pretty, but we're gonna always use him as a backup male. It's good to have backup males in breeding, but if you're watching this video, you're probably not thinking about that, right? All right, guys, so starting off, we're gonna discuss the tubs that you can use. So I'm gonna have a 15 quart and a 40 quart. You can get these from Lowe's or Home Depot for very inexpensive, or you can just get them straight off Amazon. Here I have, in the 15 quart, I only keep animals up to about 700 or 800 grams. I just wanna make sure that they can move around a lot. We take them out for enrichment a lot, and we're constantly in the cages, so I'm not worried about them just being in there. Water dish and the hide. I think the hide was about $13, and the water dish is about $2.50 on Amazon, but you can use any bowl. I choose to use the crock bowls because they don't flip over as well. Here in this 40 quart, I have a female that's around 1,100 grams, and you can see how much more space she has. This hide I got from the Dollar Tree. It was about $2 as well, and it has multi-uses. You can use it either right side up or upside down. It just depends on the preference of your animal. Another couple, PVC couplet that I got from Lowe's or Home Depot, and another bowl. And this is just to add more of a sense of security for the animal, because the main thing is I want them to eat, and that's one of the things that you're gonna find. The cocoa husk increases the humidity. Those are simple things. That's a simple setup that you can use that's functional for your animals. They will breed in that, so it works. As I move over to Jess, our lesser bongo, who is gravid right now or trying to develop follicles. That yellow bowl I got during Easter of last year, and I just cut a hole in it, and it gives her a greater sense of security, because ball pythons like to feel secure. You know, who would have thought that an animal that lives in the burrows of other animals wants to feel secure? But if you want to go to a bioactive, by all means do so. I definitely would encourage it. It just, the upkeep does not go down, it increases. This is the one for Casey Bunny, our boa constrictor, but I'll use it to illustrate a point. Live plants and stuff, you got ghostwood in there. This is a LED 24-hour aquarium light that actually will help grow plants as well. And you know, the substrate is made up of bioactive things. There's isopods and springtails in there. But the number one thing that I would recommend for a bioactive is either a radiant heat panel or something like this, a ceramic heat emitter. You just have to make sure that the ceramic heat emitter that you get matches the bulb. So this ceramic heat emitter matches this 100-watt bulb so that there's no risk of fire. This, of course, has a probe in there that's plugged up to a thermostat, which we're going to discuss in the next segment, I believe. But there it is right there. I got the temperature set at 91 degrees. And so here's another bioactive example with Fuck You Fred. This is a 4x2x2. That's a little big for a ball python, but I'll use it to discuss the different features that you would want. There's no water dish here because we use a spray bottle, which I'll show in a little bit. But you see the cork wood up there, and then there's another piece of cork wood there. Up under there is the entryway to just leave me the fuck alone. So when the animal goes back there, we kind of know up front that it doesn't want to be bothered as he turns his head. It's early in the morning, so Fred's waiting for someone to bring some food. But in his cage, we put fake plants, even though there are bioactive agents in there, and isopods and springtails and dubias and stuff like that for him to eat on, little nuggets. But that's in the back. That goes to the back, and then we put a water dish so he couldn't dig all the way down. And it's a little bit cooler in case it gets a little hot. He knows where to go. Your animals are smart, guys, so they've been around for years. Water bottle, but they've been around for years and they kind of know what to do. So in this case, you could use this setup to give your ball python a lot of different examples or places to go and hide and feel secure, especially in the back right, and those plants right there, they could hide within that. And it just makes them feel secure so that when they do come out in the open, it's not for anything bad. This is our pastel calico. I failed to mention that. So heating is part of 101, right? It's the number one most important thing. I use this 6-inch heat tape with this probe, as well as this 15-quart tub with Tony Romo's tub, to just show you guys some stuff. So it's important that you put the probe in between the under tank heat mat and your container, right? You see that? You wouldn't want to put the probe on the inside because you need to have a direct connect to the heat tape, because the heat tape is what can do damage. Plug that into something like this Bird Link thermostat. This one, you can control it. It's a little bit more costly. I think it's about $35, but all thermostats pretty much work the same. This one's off and on. You can see where I have it plugged into the heating portion, and then the probe goes around and it attaches. This is another example of an under tank heat mat. It has an adjustable heat thing on it. I would just turn it all the way up so that you make sure you get the heat, then plug that into a thermostat, put the probe just like on the other example, and that way you will not exceed your 90-degree ideal temperature range for your ball python. I mean, they're both good examples. Me personally, I choose to go with more than likely the Reptile Basics heat tape, just because that one right there is a little bit more sturdy and I have more confidence in it. But you want to attach your probe with tape, right? Moving along to another form of a thermostat. This is the BN Link. It's about $18 to $20 on Amazon. It's a really good one. I mean, it works. It's on and off. I mean, it's no extra bells and whistles. You just set the temperature and it'll go up to a temperature and go down. The better one is the Vivarium Electronic 300X2. I really love this because it's pulse proportional, so it keeps the temperature at a constant 90 degrees by emitting short bursts of electricity. It's great, guys. I mean, there's another one out there, but I really like the Vivarium Electronics one. And for substrate, you can either use ReptiChip, you can use cypress mulch, or you can use butcher paper, paper towels. It's up to you. The benefit of the ReptiChip and the cypress mulch is it holds humidity, and of course that keeps respiratory infections down. The paper's more sanitary. You can see everything on the paper. You can see if there's pee on it, you can see if there's poop on it. So the pee would be in the urates, which is what you really can't see in the coconut husk or the cypress mulch. But they both have their advantages and disadvantages. That's sugar again. For wetting down your animal, I would rather go this route with this spray pump. I think it's a 1-gallon bottle or half-gallon bottle that we picked up from Lowe's, but you can also get this anywhere. And it's a way to provide moisture. As for cleaning though, so cleaning is very important. So when you want to keep disease down and help your animal live long, this chlorhexidine solution will kill everything. It's a good veterinary cleaner. You can dilute it down. I choose to keep mine a little bit more concentrated for I'm doing total cleans. If I'm doing a spot clean, I use the hydrogen peroxide, or H2O2, so that if I'm just taking the feces out and I'm just wiping it up, I want to wipe it up with something that's going to clean. So the hydrogen peroxide works for spot cleaning, and chlorhexidine solution works great for the total clean. Now, the best thing you can get is this baby scale. Like, so if you're weighing your snake and you try to force them on a tiny food scale in a container, you might get bit. This thing is only like 25 bucks, so I think it's a great investment as I go through the animals. And I did clean that, guys, just so you know. This one right here is Black Pastel Orange Dream Black Pastel Yellow Belly Inchy Lavender. That's pied. That's het for lavender. That's crazy. I didn't even say that right, but anyway, this is a Yellow Belly Banana Clown that's het for pied. The previous one was a Black Pastel Yellow Belly Inchy pied that was het for lavender. And this is one of our babies that we just had. It's a het clown. It's a normal het clown that was produced by us out of our first clutch. This one right here is a Pastel Phantom Huffman that's 100% het for clown. And, you know, we're just really excited that we're able to do that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just to help them make babies. That's incredible. This is our girl. She's a Yellow Belly Orange Dream Inchy that's double het for Desert Ghost and Cryptic. Now that you've watched this video, hopefully you learned something that will empower you, because it's all about empowerment, because a lot of times people think of snakes and they don't think that they're long-lived. Well, in the case of ball pythons, which is the subject matter of this video, it's the Care 101 for ball pythons, the essentials, right? So they live in captivity. They can live up to 40, 50 years. I mean, I know we don't really consider that, but considering how they don't really move a lot and their metabolic rate is very slow, then that's one of the reasons why they live for such a long time. But, you know, that's just how evolution for this animal has worked. That's how they were designed. They can live anywhere from 20 to about 40 to 50 years in captivity. So that's what you have to set yourself up with. So, and I say that because a lot of the times people get a lot of flack over their initial setups. But as with any pet that you have for a long time, eventually you upgrade your enclosures, right? You wouldn't keep your animal in the same conditions forever. So if you start off with the essentials, then you can learn what you need as a baseline for keeping that animal alive, and then you can always progress forward. So that's what I want you to use this video for, is to eventually move towards a bioactive enclosure or a larger enclosure so that your animal can have a better life as it reaches the stages of its life where that actually plays out a lot more meaning. So if nothing else, guys, Tony Romo, I'm enjoying you, bro. Enjoy the time that you spend with your reptiles and enjoy the time that you have with your family. Thank you.